Welcome to the Land Your Bet Show sports betting live stream. We get to some of these bets. Sparse card for me today, a little bit light so far, but I got a couple more bets that I still haven't dropped in the Discord. Gonna get that going here in a minute. Rough day yesterday. Did not have a good day yesterday. I'm completely honest about that. We lost three. I lost 3.2 units on the day. Maybe not the best way to start out the show. You guys know that, but if you're a real one, we're riding to the end here. We still got two games now. We got one game that's live. I'm gonna be sharing my screen. I'll be going through bets you guys want to look at. Big shout out to the folks in the Discord today. Brought some looks. I believe Dave Boy brought some as well in there. That is what I'm gonna be looking at already. He gave me some great starting points. A couple other folks in the daily live stream and all that. I do want to let you guys know as you're trickling in, going to be looking at this Mavs and Clips game. Going to be watching that with Daft Previews. He's got something awesome. Playback TV is in there. It's a really, really good program, so we could actually all watch the game at the same time. Maybe throw some live bets together. We'll be doing that here for the start of that, which tips at, what is it? 5 p.m.? Nope. 5 p.m. So I'll be 8 p.m. on the East Coast here in a few hours. In a couple hours, get that one going. If we have anything live for this game with the Pacers and the Bucks, we'll go into some of that stuff. But as people are rolling in, I'm just going to go through a couple of the plays I already have, a couple that I know I want to get going. But if you are new, jump in the comments rather, and let me know what you guys want to look at. I got my card that's about to be rolling on the bottom line here in just one sec, so I'll get that going for everybody. We can look at some of those as well. So adding those real quick to the bottom line while people file in. And then, like I said, if you would jump in the comments, let me know what you guys want to look at as well, so we could take a look at that stuff together and kind of go from there. All right. So I'm putting up this bottom line real quick, and I'm going to share this screen with y'all so we can get that going and go from there. But all right, live on IG. It's a bit of a struggle today, y'all. I'm not going to lie to you, but we're going to get it going. For some reason, Friday's tough. All right. Here we go. I got these bets coming up. Just another quick reminder: the comments are there for y'all to jump in and let me know what you guys want to look at, as we do every day. I'll be showing you the links that I have to the tools I'm gonna be using. They're all in the description of the video, and then at the end of this as well, I'm gonna pin the comment with all the bets that we ended up taking here on the stream. We had a really good day the day before yesterday, and then yesterday didn't tank us, still up like 5.5 units on the playoffs, so still feeling good about everything. And I do like the bets that I have so far, but I'm playing a little bit closer to the vest today to make sure that we don't get dick too hard again. So now I got the stuff going on the bottom line. Let me let a couple more people jump in here so they don't miss those bets. But if you are subscribe to the page and you do get these videos when they come out early. Got some of y'all in here already. What's up, 36 Chambers and Dylan Faust? We got a look for Kyrie boards. The interesting thing about Kyrie boards is they went up, right? So now we got to see if that's what we want to take. So I'm going to put him on the upcoming stuff here. I got Kyrie, Rebs, and I'm also going to look at Nurkic. That's going to be the next game. Nurkic rebounds. I really like something there. Probably looking at the under for Nurk rebounds. It's all the way up at 11.5 now, and that's just too high. And then even if he plays the 30 minutes that I expect him to play, then still not a really good number. Paul George I wanted to look at as well. I think someone just brought him up in the chat too. I'm going to put PG in here. I was looking at his threes, but I think his points and like assists might be a play as well. So yeah, I'm going to add that. We got Mozzie in here talking about Siakam over 13.5 RA. That's kicked off, right? That game. So you might have to look at that live, but I'll pull up the status of that game so we can make sure we don't miss any live stuff if we like it. The other thing in here, Westbrook. Yeah, we could look at Russ and his other stuff. I like the points a lot, but the PRA is probably a really good play as well for Russ. I think his stuff is too low for today, so we'll look at his PRA as well. Even though I already put a bet up for that, so we got a couple more folks in here. Let me go ahead and bring up some of the bets that I played already. We could take a look at those, and if you do like anything that you want to take a look at here in the show, let me know. We'll take a look at that. All right, but I am going to kick it off with that Russ bet because that is my best bet right now for the day. I just really like his points. I laddered this to 10. Tried to make that clear to y'all too in the Discord. Laddered this to 10 so that we can get his a little bit of an outline for him. Yeah, Brook Lopez is probably a good under. That might even be a good look live, to be honest, if you want to take a Brook Lopez. There's a couple of things I'm looking at. The points seemed a little bit high, and you add that to the rebounds too. I think the under there to what Dylan's point was is a good look. Dame just got hurt. Come on, man. Like, how serious is that? Let me pull up the NBA.com just tracker on that so we can see some of that stuff together, because that would be devastating for obviously for the Bucks, but even for betting purposes, I feel like that would suck. I wouldn't even know what to do with that just yet. All right, let me share my stuff with you guys so we can take a look at that too. Damn, Lillard getting hurt is a terrible bit of news. Wish I did not open with that. All right, I'm pulling it together, y'all. Here we go. I'm gonna share this with you guys. But yeah, this is the Russ bet right here that I do like on the points. If you look at the way that he's played this season in 20 minutes, this is as near of a lock as you're going to get. 28 of 30 and with Kawhi, he's done that, and with or without Kawhi, doesn't matter. 39 of the 41 games that he's played this season where he's gotten 20 plus minutes, and that's what I have him at. I mean, he's probably the best the best defender for Kyrie, especially, and they really like him out there so that their D isn't quite as weak when he's off the floor. And so, yeah, I think that he's going to keep getting those minutes. And I love when he shoots 2 for 9 the game before, and then I get to come back and go, okay, well, he's still taking 9 shots. If he's taking 9 shots, I love him to make 4 of them, in which case we're going to get to the 8 points pretty easily there. I'm kind of off the threes, but he's been attacking the basket a lot. Gafford, is he in? We need to know if Gafford's in. The High Point Young is talking about rebounds for Gafford, and I'm not there yet. I'm kind of looking at ways that he might not play and what to do with that information. But we got a couple coming in from Daryl. We got Suns first half. KD under 2.5 threes. That's always courtesy of Free Sauce. He likes to fade some KD stuff. Booker under points and rebounds. I was looking at that. Luka assists. All right, cool. I mean, I'm just going to leave your shit up, Daryl, in a minute, and we'll just use that to go through stuff together because you got heaps of stuff on there. But the other stuff I have in here, just to finish it off real quick, I did take over on Harden. I believe I forgot to hit send on that in the Discord because I'm an idiot. But the over 7.5 assists for Harden, I think this is still a good number because it was 8.5. And I think we're getting some pretty good value on this being as low as it is now. He hit 8 twice. It feels like a little bit like a trap, like they're trying to get us to come in and take an over on this just because he's gone over, and they're still giving us pretty good juice at 7.5. But I hit this already, so I'm giving it out here to y'all too in case you're interested in some Harden assists before that one gets going. And the other one that I might tweak here a little bit is the PJ Washington bet. Now, I already hit this at 17.5. I'm kind of wondering if the rebounds might be the play. We can look at that a little bit more, but just the rebounds at 5.5 still, I believe. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you real quick about the rebounds for PJ. Yes, 5.5 still. And it's juiced to the over, so like it's minus 120 on DraftKings right now for over 5.5 boards if you still want to hit that for PJ. But I took the points as well because he has been shooting much better, taking 10 shots a game with good volume in there of about 35 minutes per game. He's the best defender that they got for guys like PG and Kawhi, so I think his minutes are going to continue, and so I'm still riding with him on that one. But let me take a look at some of the other stuff that we got coming in so we can take a look at these bets y'all have. And we'll start with Kyrie rebounds and what we might think about that real quick. So I'll kick it off with 36 Chambers bringing up Kyrie boards because that was a nice hit for us the other day. And I believe, so I'm on props.cash. Let me bring this up for you guys real quick and start sharing my screen so we can take a look at LAC and Dallas. Presenting this real quick. All right. And as you know, we start with props.cash, which is one of my favorite spots to just have as like a starting point to look at all these things because it's a really good one-stop shop for everything. It is a subscription base that you need. It's like $20 a month, but this is going to give you pretty much what you need outside of a few other things to at least like look at some of the key stats and recent matchups and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm going to kick it off with Kyrie boards. You can still get 4.5. It's juiced way up, and then you see some 5.5s if you want to get better money. But even MGM has a pretty low number for 5.5. So 4.5, you're still the best number you're going to get here. Looks like FanDuel. And this is one place I'll start real quick. I've been talking about this, but I like to go into this is already out of control real quick. Let me look at this box score. So Chris is in. I couldn't even get to that in time. Middleton's playing. It looks like Dame, like you said, is out after starting 2 for 5. And this Pacers team is just off and running, bro. So it's Obi. Oh, wow. Obi's doing damage. Hit a 3. He's made all 5 of his shots. I'm assuming a lot of that, some fast break to the rim. Miles Turner still playing really well. He's had a pretty good series so far. Pascal was probably a good under here to fade a couple really, really good performances from him. Kind of wish I would have had that, but just wasn't on my game in between last night and today. I'm gonna be honest with you. But Milwaukee getting blown out, I think that was a pretty good look too. If you had that one play that I was able to follow from somebody else that they brought it to me was -10 for Indy, and that was a good look as well. I mean, their live stuff is going to be out of control, right? Let me just see what it is live on DraftKings right now for that game. You got a 20.5 point spread because of that Dame injury adding to everything, right? That's crazy. Plus, you just had a 61 point first quarter, so the over was looking really, really good in this one if y'all played it. But all right, moving into Kyrie a little bit more, not getting distracted. I'm going to pull up the box score from the last couple games and see what Kyrie's sort of tracking data is, because this is where we want to see like rebound chances and the like, right? So this is game 2 here after they tied it up. So in game 2 last game, Kyrie had the 6 boards. I want to see how many rebound chances he had. So when you're inside the box score here, you can go to tracking data, and that way you can see a little bit more of the like, not counting stats, but things like touches, right? Things like secondary assists or free throw assists, whatever, the amount of passes. RBC is going to be rebound chances. So for Kyrie, he had 10 rebound chances in his 41 minutes. And I don't think you give him much more than 41 minutes. That's a high minute total right there. And if it's a closer game today, you still might, you might see him around 40, but I don't think you want to like bank on him getting like too many more than that. Luka at 45. We'll see how the rotations go. But if we put Kyrie at, let's say, 42 minutes that he got, and he's getting 10 rebound chances in 42 minutes, right? Pulling down 6 of them. It's a little bit close to me now, and I don't think the juice is there. This is where you really need to use, any kind of model to kind of use the projections that you have for his minutes and his rebounds chances and see what happens when you put that in at 40 minutes. On the season for Kawhi, just doing quick math, right? He averaged 5 boards a game come on. Here we go. In 2020, this season, he's averaging 5 a game, gone over in 60% of these games. But that on the season is in 35 minutes. So if we bring this up to 40 and see how many times I don't know if there's going to be that many times that he's played 40 minutes, right? We're at 37. Come on, dog. Stop messing with me. If we look at him at 40, bro, what is happening? 40 minutes. All right, so he's done that a handful of times this season, as you can see. So he's done it 7 times. He goes over in all 7. I mean, that's pretty interesting right there for Kawhi. If you think he's good for the 40, then I mean that kind of adds up. Honestly, that he would get the 5. It's the -148 that doesn't necessarily make it worth it or have enough of an edge. If you do project him to get 7 in these situations, I still don't know if that's enough of a sample size to be like, oh, he's good for 7 when he needs 5. Even for the -148, it's like, is the risk worth the reward there? And for me, that's a no. If you do take him at 6+, you're talking about +115 is probably the best number. Still something he's done pretty consistently. The rebound chances are what you look at. The minutes will be there. Yeah, I mean, overall, we'll use Courtside Pal real quick for one more thing. There's another great tool. Link is in the description of the video where you can see how a player does with their profile versus a team's defense in a specific category. So for Kyrie, I'm on Courtside Pal and I type him in here. I go down to look at some of these stats and team ranks versus player type, right? And now I'm looking at rebounds for Kyrie against the Clippers. And guards, not getting too good at boards, like still 10th best at limiting boards to guards. I know I liked him at the 4.5, but that was at about -110, right? And so now the edge is kind of gone there, and I'm off it. All right, so I'm gonna pass on the Kyrie boards for today, just because I also think that this game is actually probably going to be an over, and that's another bet that I would give you here. Is if you look at the total for this game, it's at 213.5. This was at 221.5 to open game 1, and then game 2 was right around there as well. And then this thing just dropped. But we've got Kawhi in, which means the offense is going to be way better for the Clips. And I think this is a good over on the game. So I'm going to put that in there too on the bottom line, just because I want to make clear that that's a bet that I have. And put in, and let me add this to the card. Hold up. Added bets. I'm taking over 213.5 on the game total. Dallas at LAC at Dallas. This one's back in Dallas. All right, we got that on the screen. That's going to be on the bottom line there. What we've already bet, some stuff that's going to be coming up on these banners is what we passed on. I really like PG3s. I think that's a good play here in this one as well. looking at Paul George on the season, right, averaging about 3.3. And what I think we're looking at here is like if he's still taking them, then it's just that he's been missing them. So in this last game, let me do head-to-head so it's a little bit more obvious what I'm looking at. He hit 4 in the first game. In this last game, he only shot 5 of them in this last one. I'm trying to understand why that would be. I guess mostly because Kawhi was back. This thing got a little bit out of control. His minutes were still at 37 in this game. So if we do bump him up to 30 to make the filter 37 minutes, let me change this to the whole season. So if we make this on the season, he's gone over 63% of the time. But if we make this, let's make it 36 minutes. I think that's reasonable for PG in this series moving forward. Now we get a lot better hit rate, right? 25 of 33 that he's gone over, making 3.5. So it's still about 3. And the best juice you're going to get for the over here, minus 135 on DK for that. I still think that's a pretty good look if you're interested in some Paul George threes. That's one that I'm putting on the card as well. And then I want to look at, I know there's some stuff coming in while we were talking, so I want to look at that. Yeah, the Harden assist is at 8 assists. Like, so you're saying is it 8.5? Because then you need 9 at that point, and that's where I'm out for sure. I said that in the video last night, was that for Harden assists, I cut that off at 7.5 if you're going to take an over on that. And then the 8.5 is right where it's like, it's a little bit off at that point. You know what I mean? But got a couple other people rolling in. What's good? Saints TV. Throw some bets in there if you had them. Let's see. I know Daryl's flying in, bro. Let me keep it on this this Clippers game. So I'm gonna take some of your Clippers stuff real quick. Zubac we need to talk about at least. Yeah, I understand that. Zoo's pretty interesting because of the minutes, honestly. So I'm looking at PR because that's what you always look at for Zoo. I think it's gotten pretty high, but like his minutes and the fact that Gafford is still questionable, I believe. Want to make sure I'm not lying to you there either. See if I have anything about Gafford. Oh, Dame is returned. That's good. Okay, so Gafford's a game time decision. I don't know what that means. Middleton was a game time decision, and he obviously played. But yeah, my bad. I'm gonna support myself here and add the PG threes over 2.5 in this one. Over 2.5, 3 p.m. for Paul George as well. I'm gonna put the check mark next to that so you know that's a bet that I'm playing. I'm gonna put it on the bottom line as well. All right, we'll keep it moving. On to a couple other things that you guys just brought up. So I got Paul George threes right here. And then the odds and everything that I have, the exact bets that I play will be in a comment that is pinned on the video as it ends up on YouTube here. All right. And then everything else is on the bottom line. So what's up, Yoshio? Good to see you, bro. Adriano likes over on the Booker stuff. Yeah, Booker's gonna be a tough one today. Honestly, like, do you think KD are just gonna go off the way they did when they played last year and they came back? They were down 2-0 right against Denver, came back and they went off and started the comeback to bring it to 2-2 and then lost 4-2. But I do like PG to keep it going in this one. And then Kawhi, I don't know about its health. Like, the thing with Kawhi is if you think he's healthy, then maybe what you think about Kawhi is the only reason that he didn't get his last game was because of the threes going under, right? Now, some people are on the under for him. I know Prop Bomb is on an under for Kawhi. I don't know if I have the stones to go under on Kawhi after one bad performance. Like, if we look at this last game real quick, first game back after missing a month, second game back can usually be all right. Still took 17 shots, only hit 7 of them, which is definitely below his average on the season where he's at about 50%. Oh, this is versus Dallas, excuse me. On the season, and this is threes as well, I apologize. Pulling up points, 22.5, still a decently high total. He played about 36 minutes in this last one, 35 minutes in this last game. A little bit of a, not necessarily a blowout. The Mavs had to pull it out at the end. But it's really just about if you think Kawhi is healthy or not, to be honest. And I don't have enough of a sample size to go over or under either way for him. Couple of things that interested me: 1.5 threes. If he's gonna be taking like 7, I like him to hit 2, but it's minus 166. So I can't really come up with anything for Kawhi that makes me feel like I have an edge for him. If I do put this at like 36, it's still like he's averaging 34 in the season, so it's not like it's that out of control for his numbers here. It doesn't really help us too much. Averaging 24, still right on the line for him. So not necessarily anything there for him. But Zubac was one that we wanted to look at before moving on to anybody else too. So I do want to see Zoo. Now, the interesting thing about Zubac was, and this is something else I want to bring up, because sometimes I just get great information. I've had DK DFS on the show recently, and he has one, and I retweeted this thread where he does these things where it's like everything you need to know about the slate, right? And this was something that I thought was interesting that when he was talking about the Clippers right here, which is Mason Plumlee was getting cooked, right? And that was a reason that you saw Zubac end up playing 21 second half minutes in this last game, because 21 of what is that, 24 minutes, because they just didn't trust having Mason Plumlee on the floor anymore. And now you've got Zubac playing that many minutes going up against somebody like Derek Lively and Maxi Kleber, which is another good bit of info where the Mavs, because if Gafford is out, then Lively and Kleber are just going to split those minutes. Right now, they're both going to just play half the game each, essentially. So, with that in mind, like, Zubac is still a good look in my opinion, because now you've got him going up against worse competition in a situation that, he's getting a ton of minutes. So if I look at Zoo real quick, before these last two games, he wasn't having a great time playing against this team. And I liked him more in game one when I took his overs, because he was without Kawhi, right? And without Kawhi, he's really it as far as like a down low presence on offense, and to be honest, on defense as well. I'm gonna pull up a different song here to get this beat changed. So for Zoo, like, yeah, the rebound chance is gonna be there, but now everything's a little bit high. 10.5 rebounds, the points at 12.5. This is like right on what he does too. So like on the season, averaging about 12, the rebounds 9.3. Right. So obviously under this, but now we gotta account for what he's done in this last two games and see what he's gonna play. So in these last two games, he played 33 minutes each. So let's bump this up to just 30 for now and be somewhat cautious about it, but still have it go up a little bit. So we go to 30 minutes on the season, still at about 11.5 boards based on the projections here, and the points at averaging 29 out of 70. It always resets the minutes when I change the thing. Let me put it back to 30 real quick, which I still think is like somewhat conservative, but realistic. The points are a little bit better at this point, right? Like when he's in this situation, over 7 of his last 10, 13 of 18 on the season, still just bumping up against it, 15 points. Looking at the field goal attempts when he plays this many minutes real quick. So he's taken 17 and 12 in these last two, but he averages about 11. So if he averages about 11 at a 65% clip, 11 times 65%, hold up, times 0.65 is gonna be 7 makes, which puts him at the 14, right? So 6.5, 7 makes gets him to 14. And I don't know if the free throws will help you with Zoo. He's not really getting to the line. Yeah, I mean, in this series, still only got to the line a couple times, and on the season, still averaging 3 free throw attempts in this situation. So maybe you get another 1 or 2 buckets from the free throws. So you're looking at a projection of about 16, according to the percentages. If you think he's getting 30 minutes, I think Zoo's a good look for the points. Now, the rebounds, I want to do that with too. So the rebounds you can see is pretty high for him for his season average with the amount of minutes he played on the season, which is 26. But let's give him 3.5 more minutes and put him at 30 real quick and see what that does. So if you put him at 30 minutes, now he's over on 11 of 18, but he's still at about 11.5 boards. And I'm going to put Kawhi in here. So with Kawhi, that drops down a bit as well, right, to 7.5. Now, let me do that real quick with the points, because we need to know what it's like with Kawhi in there. And one thing to look at here, just on StatMuse as a starting point, this is a great spot for splits, right? So if we want to look at Zubac with and without Kawhi this season, without him, a few more points and definitely a few more boards. So it is a little bit scary to take stuff when Kawhi comes back. I think we're probably right on the line. I do like the points more for Zoo, and I don't like the rebounds, to be honest with you, as good as he's been. Now, I'll look at his rebound chances real quick and just make sure I'm not missing the fact that like those have gone straight up, because that could be a thing too. So now I'm in NBA Advanced Stats, and I want to look at the last 2 games of Zubac rebound chances. So I'm changing this to players, and I'm going to tracking data and rebounding. And I'm going to look at the playoffs for Zubac. So I'm going to change this to playoffs and filter it to just the Los Angeles Clippers. So that's players tracking rebounding. That's all right here on NBA Advanced Stats. I can even zoom in on this so y'all can see a little better. And then I filter it to just the Clippers, and I hit get stats. So now I got the Clippers players. I mean, 23 rebound chances on average in the last 2 games. It's tough to bet against somebody like that. But let me see how that was distributed real quick. So if I'm back in the game log, this is game 2 right here for the Mavs and the Clips, and I'm in box score player tracking. So in game 2, Zoo had 20 rebound chances. In game 1, he had like 27 rebound chances. You can see that right here under RBC inside the game log, right? 20 rebound chances, and he pulled down, was it 12 of them? Yeah, 12 of them in this last game and 12 in the first game. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is still with all my filters. He pulled down 12 and 15 in the first one with 27 rebound chances, which is going to be a little bit of an anomaly because Kawhi being out there does give him a few less rebounds to look at, right? So I think with the rebounds are a pass. Like, if anything, like I said, it would be a bit of an under. I'm passing even with the rebound chances. Let's say he gets 20 rebound chances again. This is still at 11 rebounds. That seems low, dog. Let's put the PR in here for him. This is just coming across as very low to me. 23 and a half, just a 25. I guess it's because he's buttoned right up against this last game. And I think it's like you don't want to, like, I don't know, keep just like banking on overs for dude. I guess he could also like go back down in minutes if Mason Plumlee has a better game. So I think it's just a pass with the external factors for me for Zoo. But I'm going to pass on that. Let me see. Luka's being talked about in here. I feel you, Yehoshu. If you like the stuff for if you like stuff for Zubac, I would lean towards the points and not worry about the rebounds there for sure. Damn, Russ got bumped, huh, to the PR. That's cool. I mean, I like the PRA too if you want it. So let's see. Gotta get some of these out of here, yeah. Katie under assist is a look. So yeah, I think I want to look at that. I want to jump real quick, and we can come back, but I want to jump real quick to the Suns and to the T-Wolves because I think there's some interesting stuff in there. So let me toss some of the ones that you guys have in here for that game real quick into a banner and leave that up for now so we can look at that. So we're looking at Minnesota at Phoenix right now. I'm gonna switch it up to that game real quick. Gonna keep this to an hour so we don't get too out of control here. Minnesota at Phoenix. Save that. All right, let's see what some of the bets that you guys want to look at. And I'm my bad, y'all. I'm leaving you hanging on the Luka stuff. Luka triple double. I think it's like plus 300, right? Let me at least look at the Doncic man. Over and half. This is the PR. Let's look at the rebounds. They're 9.5 rebounds, 9.5 assists for Luka Doncic. Points are at 33.5. Is that lower? Oh my God, it's 34.5 in other places. What are we doing? 34.5 in this series so far. 26 attempts in both games. 26 attempts, and he hit 42% of his shots, which is, on the season for Luka, he's looking at 48%. So a little bit below what his season averages are so far in this series at 42%, which would give him another make or two. And because the makes here for him, let's see, 5 threes, 4 threes, golly, like 14 3-point attempts. It's just, I can't fade Luka. That's for damn sure. 11 for 26 is pretty bad on the shooting so far in this series. But if you look at everything as a whole for him, yeah, I mean, he's shooting 49%. One outlier. This is dating back to last season. This season, he's had some struggles against this Clippers defense for sure. If you look at these field goal percentage numbers on the season, he had one game where he just didn't miss against them earlier. He went over. This is on 11-10. He had 21 attempts and he made 17 of them. That ain't gonna happen that consistently, but you can see that there's probably some positive regression coming for him on the shots. It's just in the field goal percentage. It's just that these points are at 33.5 for Luka, and that's crazy, dog. What's Luka 29.5? What? Let me know what you're talking about there. Mozzie, I'm not sure what would be 29.5 for him. Yeah, you like the RA for Luka. Does MB8. Can see what that is real quick again, because that is where I like to go for Luka. Now 18.5. He didn't get it last game. The potential assists were at 18. Got 9 of them. You might be able to plug in another right there for like another 1 or 2 assists. Let me look at the rebounding for Luka. So I'm just to see if over the first 2 games. I'm going to go to Dallas here on these player tracking data on NBA Advanced Stats and see that the rebound chances in the first 2 games, averaging 18. Not a great rebound chance percentage, but I guess, he is basically a guard, even though he's playing down low on defense. So that is why you like the rebound chances for him. And if Gafford is out, that might not be a bad look. Let me see in these last games since Gafford's been around. We can see what's up with that real quick. I'm going back to props.cash and looking at without Gafford real quick. So let me see. If I take Gafford out, and this is head-to-head. This doesn't really matter because he didn't play on the team. But on the season without Gafford, he's played 43 games, averaging about 18. That's in 38 minutes. I mean, what's he going to play? He played 44 last game. Let's put him at 40 minutes and see what that does real quick. We probably could put Luka at 42 because that's what he played in the first 2 games here. 42 games on the season. I guess he didn't play 42 in the first one. Rebounds and assists. And this is without Gafford, right? So Gafford came along. This is all before Gafford even got there. Gafford didn't get there till the 7th. So he hasn't played 40 minutes without Gafford yet this season since he came to the team. Obviously, when he plays 40 minutes in general this season, we take out the without Gafford. Over an 11 of 14 with 40 minutes. And yeah, with the 18 rebound chances, 18 potential assists, this is going to be right at the number, y'all. That's what the thing is here. Minus 125, unless you want it. Yeah, minus 122 on DraftKings, 18.5. Not quite the edge you're necessarily looking for with all that in there. So that's a bit concerning. I don't know if there's much of an edge there. I think it's like right at it, right? And he gets this number pretty consistently. Gets 20 pretty consistently, which is just right over. Man, I really do want to take this, though, with the rebounds and assists for Luka, to be honest with you. And I think this is going to be a good game. I'm scared to not even take the points. Now, 52.5 PRA is insane. Let me do that with the 40 minutes for Luka. And if you want the triple-double for Luka, really what you got to ask yourself is like, I'll give him 42 right here. So in 42, though, we're looking at 10 of 14, averaging 60 of them. And he had those 90. This is his 60 burger right here, I believe, against the Knicks, where he got 90 PRA, which is the stupidest thing I ever heard. Averaging the 60. I mean, if you take that one out, probably averaging about the 50. But 55 or so, because that's going to drop a lot without the 90 in there. So it's a little bit scary. If you look at the assists are minus 104 to the over, the rebounds are minus 105. You know he's going to get 10 points. So basically, like, if you ask yourself with the triple double, if you feel comfortable with him getting 10 of each of these, potential assists at 18. His team didn't shoot that well in the first 2 games. It's right on the cusp, yo. I don't have enough of an edge in this one to feel great about it. But I'm not mad at minus 115 on ESPN. That's a good look. So yeah, minus 115 might give you a better edge there as NBA bringing it up. So I appreciate you looking up the line shopping that for us, because yeah, if you have access to ESPN Bet, that might be the way to go here. So you make sure you get a little bit of an edge. All right. Let's move on, because I got a lot of stuff coming in. I'm fine with the Zoo double-double. It was the 10.5 rebounds felt a little bit low for 20 to 23 rebound chances like he's had. If he's back to 20 to 23 rebound chances, I think Zoo on the double-double is a good look for sure. I haven't played that, but I'm trying to be a little bit cautious. I'm on tilt from yesterday. I'm not going to lie to you. So, I mean, I'm trying to be a smart bettor here and not bet out of emotion, which my emotion is just like bet it all to get it all back. But I'm moving on to this Minnesota-Phoenix game real quick, because I am putting a bet in here, and I want to make sure I get on the bottom line for y'all in case it moves. I'm taking the Nurkic under on the rebounds. So I'm going to add that right here. Nurkic under 11.5 rebounds. That's just too much, man. That is way too much. So Nurk is in there under, he's on the bottom line now. He's under on the rebounds. And really, I mean, look, it just comes down to the 11.5 being too high of a number. So if I'm on rebounds for Nurk, and even let's say if we think he's going to play 30 minutes, which he could, but like, what did he play in the first 2? My bad. Just want to make sure I get that right. I'll go to head real quick. So I can see he got 14 this last game, 4 in the first game, right? And the shooting was a bit worse in the first half for the Timberwolves, obviously, than the second half. Where was I at here? Minutes, my bad. So he played 31 in that next game, 26.5 in the first one, because he was a little bit more unplayable in the first game of the series. And now Grayson Allen is out as well, and they do like him in there as another good rebounding guard if they have a small ball lineup. If he's not in there, they might not go to that small ball lineup quite as much. So let's put Nurk at 30 minutes. Real quick, this is the one head-to-head, obviously, on the season. Over in 19, man, 11.5 is so high for a dude that I just don't have any respect for, to be honest with you. And if I get it at minus 112, I do like that edge enough right there. So looking at the rebound chances real quick, right now I'm back into game 1 right here of this series between the Suns and the Timberwolves. 12 rebound chances in game 1, right? What did he do in game 2? Let me pull that up real quick. Oh, we're back to a 9-point game in Milwaukee. It looks like Dame's back, like you said. All right, I'm going to go to game 2 box score real quick. Got to go back to this, open this in a new tab, and pull up game 2 from this series. Box score, going to tracking data inside of the box score so I can see rebound chances. 25 in game 2. That's crazy, dude. 25 rebound chances. That's what scares you. Now, that's not going to be the average for our guy, but let's see real quick. The rebounds that he pulled down was 14. What I want to look at is what was the effective field goal percentage? Was it abnormally bad for this Minnesota team where they just missed? No, it was not. They still shot 50%. That's basically worse than the league, is a 50% effective field goal percentage, which will create a good amount of misses. So I think that's a pretty good look at why that happened, right? They missed a ton of shots, especially in the first half. Now, if I make this just the second half for Minnesota, didn't they shoot much better in the second half? No, still 50%. Oh, this is Phoenix. My bad. Yeah, 54%. So much better in the second half for Minnesota, which is not as many rebound chances for Zoo in that point, right? But yeah, on the season for Zoo, I'm going to look at his rebound chances on the season real quick. We're on players rebounding. I'm going to go to regular season, and I'm going to change this to I keep saying Zoo. I mean Nurkic, and I'm going to change this to the Sun so I can see what Nurk was for his rebound chances. Wow. Average 19. So that is a terrifying under as I talk about it for Nurk. Yeah. It's still a bit scary. I mean, against this team, though, obviously it's not going to be as easy to get those boards. So I'm going to get that down, though. I'm going to get down the Nurkic rebounds. If you do throw him in courtside pal real quick, you're going to see I got Nurk right here. Of course, we started getting road work. Of course, you got neighbors mowing the fucking lawn right during the live stream. Come on, fam. All right, we got Nurk in here on courtside pal. Really good place to see how player profile does against this defense. Rebounds for Nurkic and his rebounding type. I'm pretty sure I can just put this to the bottom. Actually, not as bad. Minnesota 22nd. So I thought they'd be a little bit better at limiting his rebounds, but it looks like they're, ninth best rather than like third best, which is what I thought they would be at. So yeah, I mean, I'm still good with it based on how good they rebound against this team, even though he's had the 30 minutes here. Normally going to be a little bit tougher for him. So it's a bit of a stretch. I'm going to take it at minus 112, but do with that what you will for the Nurkic bet. And I'm going to see a couple other ones that you guys got real quick. No, I feel you, Das Diggity, but I think the PR, like Russ's minutes are safe. Is kind of what I think. I think the stuff for Russ is like, I like the points because I like the shots, and I think that's going to be what he's on. So, yeah, Nurk can be a coin toss for sure for a court ball. I feel you on that. Yeah, he had 14 last game. You talking about the over for assists, Diggity? Let me know if you're talking about over for him on that. That's I was considering that. Like Nurk does get those assists against his team, and like there's just nobody there to like nobody else gets assists right now for this Sun squad. That we had a good look on a Devin Booker under for rebounds, and I'm just at 5.5. It might not be a bad play. I think it's juiced all the way down on the Booker under. I think that was a good look as well. Is Chris going off? Bro, I'm excited to get in there with Daft and just kind of look at the playback.tv. So that's one more thing I'll put up real quick so that you guys can see if you want to watch these games and maybe get some live bets in for the Clippers. You got to hit up Playback TV and hit up the Discord because Daft Previews is in the Discord and he dropped the link to where we're going to be watching this game at as well. So you can check that out here and maybe get some live bets in as we see how that goes. I got Dallas winning this one, and I like the over as well. So is Portis still sucking? I got to pull up this game log, yo. I got to. Like, 58-50. Where's Bobby Poe at? Is he going off or not going? Yeah, look at this. 1 for 6, not even getting shots off. Like, that's why I was like, I'm not doing it. I talked about it in the Discord. I was like, anybody like Bobby? And it was like, some people, I think NBA might have been the one that was like, yo, just get it in and don't worry about it. But I was like, I can't do it. Yeah, exactly. That was you, NBA. I knew it. And it just can't get next to it. Nurk under, if you like the rebounds and assists, that's cool. I think he's going to have trouble scoring. I know he scored last game, but I think Nurk like PR under or PRA or something like that might be a good play. I got burnt by it last time, but I just went for the rebounds. Once it got up to 11.5, that gave me the edge that I liked. Nas Reed was an interesting under. if you look at him with everybody. But let me actually go to Jaden McDaniels real quick, because he's obviously been popping off. The rebounds would be where I would go, wow, what? The amount of minutes that he's getting, you could still get 3.5. Minus 150, but you get plus 130 on DraftKings for over 4.5. That's cutting it close. Obviously on the season, averaging 3.2. In these last 2 games, though, how many minutes did he play? Because we know why. 37.5, 41.5. Now he was going off in the second game right here. He was just popping off on offense, so they kept him in the game for even longer. But like when you've got McDaniels and like Cat or Rudy and like Ant all on the floor at the same time, that defense is filthy. So let's give him 36 minutes on the season real quick. And I got to change this to on the season. Looking at the rebounds, let's do PR even. 14.5 points in rebounds. Now, in his normal minutes, he's going under way more than he's going over. But if we look at this and give him like 36 minutes to even be a little bit conservative, 36.4, I guess, for whatever reason. It's like automatically doing it, whatever. 35.8 minutes on the season. What? It says over 32. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Over 30. Let's do 36 right here. I'll do 30. Yeah. When you have 30, he had 37 in the first game. So yeah, I'm okay with 36. So 36 is a minutes projection for him. And now we're talking about him averaging 22 PR, going over this number in 8 of 10. Only had 15 in the first game because he probably shot like absolute crap, I would imagine. He's 3 for 7. He wasn't even taking the shots. But his average field goals attempted is 13, and he took 7 in that game. So that's a little bit of an outlier right there for him when he gets this many minutes, right? I think Jaden McDaniels on the PR is probably a good look. I want to look at his rebound chances real quick. Pulling up this is game 1 right here. So game 1 where he played fewer minutes than the other game. McDaniels had 9 rebound chances, right? I mean, 9 rebound chances to get 4 boards. I like that. Hell yeah. What's good, Mike? Good to have you, bro. Yeah. 3.5. I thought it would be 3.5. 2.5 would have been a way better number for Nurk. My bad. I'm just coming in and looking at stuff as I distract myself. I do think Jaden McDaniels is a good look if you think he's in there for 36 minutes, which I do. Let me look at game 2's rebound chances for our guy real quick. Going back into the game 2 game log, looking at player tracking data. This time he was at 14, and he got like 5 more minutes in that game. We know he's guarding KD, right? That's who he's responsible for. He's done a damn good job. Let's check the matchups inside of this game log real quick. And look at the defensive player being Jaden MCD. No one calls him that. Kevin Durant is his matchup, and Book. Yeah, he's out there, bro. He's always out there because he's guarding their 2 best players. That's a no-brainer. So yeah, I think Jaden McDaniels is a good bet for if he's gonna get the minutes, then he's gonna be good to go. This thing's back up to 12 points. What's happening? My bad. Let me not interrupt that. Let me interrupt this. Bobby, how much you disappoint us, brother? Wow, Brooke going off 2. Dame's at the thing. I'm glad. Oh, Dame's at 9. I'm glad I was about to give out Pat Bev on PA, and it was like, maybe not. Maybe it was already for Pat, but the points was like, I don't know. I'm glad I stayed away from that. All right. Yeah, Jaden McDaniels. I cannot find a reason not to take him, to be honest with you. Let's put him in courtside Palace, see if there's anything there against this Suns team. It's Jaden, not Jalen. Jaden McDaniels. I believe his brother is Jalen, which is just impossible to remember. Am I right? I gotta make sure I'm right. McDaniels. Yeah, it's Jalen and Jaden. It's like, get out of here. I gotta remember which one's which. Rebounds against the Suns. They're a good rebounding team too. Middle of the pack. Nothing that stands out to you too much. But I think with sheer volume, I think he's a good play here. So I'm gonna look at that. That makes me mad. I really was all over Pascal. I just had no confidence last night. I needed like a quick break, bro, honestly. Even the spreadsheets weren't pulling up anything good for me. We're putting Jaden McDaniels over 14.5 PR onto the betting sheet. That's going to be on the bottom line here as soon as I add it. And like I said, I don't have the odds up on these. I'm going to, it's what's been happening lately is I go to bet these right after the stream ends. And the odds have changed, and now I'm just in a bad place. So I'm giving you exactly what I bet. But Jaden McDaniels, if you take it right now, it's probably a better play than waiting. Over 14.5 PR, and I will put the odds up on that here in just a sec. All right, added that bet to the card. I know there was a couple other things we were looking at with our last 15 minutes that we got here, so I want to make sure I don't miss anything that y'all have. And then, like I said, playback.tv. If you're not in the Discord, jump in the Discord. The link is in the description of this video. You can go ahead and get the link to playback.tv, which is a really awesome stream. Daft has league passes. So you can get these league passes to watch the stream on league pass for the duration of the stream with us, and then you're good to go. And now DK bumped it to 15.5. Yehoshua is telling me. That's mad annoying. We can take a look at it. I'm not worried about what props I can. Everything else here, because I'm looking at the minutes, and once I get these minutes from our guy, then I feel a lot better about it. Even heads up where he's getting these minutes. Look, he's 36 minutes 4 times against this team when he averages like 29 minutes a game. That's just further proof that he's going to get burned when he's on this team. When he's playing this team, rather. So I would still, 15.5 is now on DraftKings and most places. God damn. 14.5 on FanDuel. I mean, I'd rather just take 1.3 units and put it on there. You can see 15 is right at the cusp of like the floor for him in these matchups against this team. And then on the season, 15 happened once. So I'm not worried about taking 15.5 for better juice, honestly. What is it? Plus, it's even money versus minus 130. I would rather just eat that. Pay 1.3 units and take Jaden McDaniels at 14.5 PR. But if you play the over at 15.5, then make sure that you're getting at least even money back on Jaden McD. All right. What is Mike right about? Oh yeah. That is so true, bro. Sometimes it's the bets you don't make. And I hope that's what this stream helps with some people too, bro. Is like the point of this stream is to find bets we like, but it's also to make sure that we avoid bets, right? Like there's some stuff that we might not have considered. That's the point of hashing it out together rather than just kind of being on your own. So I'm with you. I took the juice. I would take the juice on Jaden McD, points and rebounds as well, Yehoshua. A couple other things in here. We had some Kevin Durant unders. Here's why I didn't end up giving out the assist for KD under on the channel. I feel like I'm walking into a trap. That's the best reason I got for you. Now, like Caesars has it at plus money, and DraftKings has it at minus 105, and FanDuel has it at minus 105 to go under on his assists. And the thing is like, while he hasn't done that well in this matchup right now, I'm looking at, let me pull up head to head. So on the season, he went over in the first 2 this season, and then in the next 3, he's had 1, 1, and 2 assists. Right in these last 3, the potential assists have been 6, 7, and 1. Did he play? Yeah, he only had 1 potential assist in that last game. In one of these games right here during the regular season, the last one. The first game of this series, 7 potentials, 1 assist. His team shot like absolute crap, and then in this one, 2 on 6 potential assists. That could easily have been 3. Honestly, on 7 potential assists, it could easily have been 4 if this team is shooting as well as it's capable of. And it wasn't in the first 2 games by any stretch. So I'm scared of the positive regression coming back for this team and a lot of dudes hitting shots. And if he's going to have 6 or 7 potential assists in the game, it kind of does reason to believe that like one of these days, at least 3, if not 4, is going to go in there, right? Once we get to 3 and we think he's going to butt up against that number, it's a bit scarier. I mean, dude averaged 5 on the season when he had 9 potential assists. So, 5 and at 4 is still very likely on 7 potential assists for him when he was getting 5 for 9, which is like, more than a 50% hit rate of his his potential assists turning into regular assists. So, I'm looking at this potential same game parlay from Diggity talking about McDaniels over 4.5 reps, Reed over 3.5 reps. If you're talking about Nas, I'm a little bit weary on Nas here today. I would actually lean under on some of the Nas stuff, especially the points and rebounds and assists when you're talking about him playing with the other Timberwolves that are all going to be available. Let me just pull up some Nas stuff for you. Let me use Props Madness right quick. Sometimes that's a little bit easier to filter stuff. So if you're not familiar with this tool, also in the description of the video is the link to Props Madness. Shout out Pips, who's been a guest on the show, and we will have back soon. We looked at, I'm get my bearings here. We're talking about this Minnesota game, if I could remember correctly. Minnesota looking at Nas. This is the Nas stuff. And just to finish the KD point, like I can't go back to the under assists comfortably here in this one. I think under threes might be a look for KD. He hasn't even taken them, but the assists are tough to look at. Nas on the hit rate. So he's at points right here. He's at 9.5, right? Let's put up the PRA for Nas real quick. So we look at all these. 14.5, averaging 20 on the season. And I totally get that. But I think we got to put his minutes at, like, he's not playing more than 20 in this series. He's played 15, 16, and 18. So let's bump this to from 15 to 20 is his minutes filter, right? The other thing I want to filter is when he plays with Kat, Rudy, Nikhil, and where's Jaden at? And Jaden, right? So when he plays with these dudes and he gets this amount of minutes, not as good. When he plays against a team that's going to be a little bit better at defending what he wants to do, like the Suns, it's right on the line there for me. So if you look at what you can expect from him in this game, 43.4% hit rate for Nas going over. It's a little bit more likely to me that it's an under. So that's kind of what I would consider more strongly there. Let's look at Rudy real quick while it was brought up. And then I am going to dip here a little bit early today. Got a lot of stuff going on, including got to get into that playback.tv stream with Daft, and hopefully we'll be looking at some stuff like this with you guys, and maybe we can look at some bets for the this game as well, the later game. But let me look at Rudy because that was interesting to me. Oh, and Mike Conley assist was also a look. 5.5. Had 7 in the first game. The last game he was just shooting really well, so I don't know if that's there. That was brought to my attention, but I'm gonna finish on Rudy, like I said. Pause, but we'll go from there. PR, right? For Rudy Gobert, 27 on the season, right about what his number is here. On the season, he's averaging 34 minutes in the last 2 games. He got 37 and 39 minutes. So let's put Rudy at 36 as his floor as well. All right, minutes floor of 36 for Rudy. And we'll go into the season. So obviously over in both versus this team, which is the 2 games here. Over 27 of 34 times on the season, averaging 30.6 there. The field goal attempts when he has this many minutes are at about 9 for Rudy, and he's making 6 or so of them. So 73% of 9 field goal attempts to make 6 to get to 12 points, which is lower than his number here. And the rebounds alone, I'm going to do the minutes filter again. The minutes filter for him, putting him at 36. For the boards, over in 25-34 at 14.4. So it's still not a huge edge right there for the Rudy boards, to be honest with you. And yeah, for the boards, there's not much of an edge. The points, let me go back to the filter real quick and make this the 36 minutes once again. For the points, 16, when his number's at 14. I think the rebounds under is a better look than the points for sure. And then if you're looking at over, then obviously I think that the points are a little bit more likely to come. You get a little bit bigger of an edge there. Let me do with Karl Towns, though, because that was another thing that we had Cat out for a lot of this season. So if I put Cat in there for Rudy Gobert, now it's still about 16.5, a few less games for the points. So it's still a decent look for the points, to be honest. And that number of 14, yeah, he's getting 16 plenty. I'm looking at just kind of trying to see the average. But yeah, we know it's 16.5 is the average. With Cat on the boards, let's look real quick. I was thinking about over on Cat's boards, but he terrifies me sometimes. This is with Towns on the season, with the rebounds, playing at least 36 minutes. And by the way, the thing about Nas, too, is he's just losing minutes to Nickeil Alexander-Walker and to Jaden McDaniels because their defense has been so impeccable. And that's what they need in this series is to limit the shooters of the Suns, and Nas ain't going to be it for that. So that's where that comes from. The boards with Cat, he's right at 14. He's gone over 71% of the time, obviously. Against this team, he has one game of like in the first, or I guess this last game, right? Yeah, where and that's the other thing is I do expect Phoenix to shoot better. They've been so bad shooting in these playoffs. Is this game at the half yet? Sorry for interrupting myself. Yeah, we're at the half. All right. So if you look at I'm going to stats for this team as to look at the shooting for this team, just to show you what I mean. Like if I go to I'm going to go to the playoffs and go to advanced and then go to the playoffs and then look at effective field goal percentage. The Suns are at 50% on the season. They're the 5th best shooting team in the league, and they had the 3rd best effective field goal percentage in the league. So this can't last, which means there's going to be less rebound chances for Rudy Gobert. I would go under on the rebounds and avoid the points maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, bro. Jared Allen was brutal for some of y'all yesterday. Sorry that happened to you because he started the game with like 5 boards. That was massively terrible. Yeah, Diggity, by the way, just to finish the point, like if you can find a better partner for that bet here with McDaniels, I think he's a good McDaniels is a good parlay piece because of the minutes he's going to get and just going to trip and fall into some rebounds like you're saying. So I like that. Ooh, damn, TSP. That's a spicy take, bro. The Clippers money line. I'm kind of liking the Mavs, but maybe this is a good zag when like I think the public is also on the Mavs just because coming home with everybody healthy on their side other than Gafford. Like that could be a good look though. If you get some good money, you probably get about plus 200 on your money for taking the money line for the Clips. I like that look by you. What's good, Street Craig? Good to have you, bro. Trying to wrap it up here soon. The Rudy bet, like I said, I'm going under on Rudy boards. I would stay away from the points, to be honest. And as far as the PR together, there's no edge here for me, right? Like even with Cat on the season, right at 50%. You take out Cat on the season, right at 50%, and the minutes for him, even with the minutes going up to 30, because he averaged 34 in the season. So you're not getting a huge jump with him playing 36. And I'm not willing to bank on more than 36 minutes in this game. This does bump it up, obviously, to about 30 for the PR, but I think that's mostly on the points, right? Yeah, on the points with that amount. He's at about 16 a game, so he only needs the 10.5 boards. But all that is a little bit scary to me, honestly, for Rudy. So I'm off that bet. And then I did want to look at Booker because I know a couple people brought up Booker. We got a couple more people jumping the stream, so at least we got a few more viewers to at least get this in front of. The original look that was brought to me by J Boy was under on 5.5 boards, and it looks like that's gone now. Wow, and it's juiced down to the under the boards for Booker. Has he been that? I mean, he had 7 rebound chances in these last 2 games. His rebounds versus this team, yeah, he's always going under. And that makes sense, but minus 150, that's crazy, dog. I guess that's what it was earlier, too. I'm tripping. It was always 4.5. And the under for the 4.5 is a better play, but obviously because of these odds right here telling us that. So that's not it. That's not it for me. That's annoying. Damn. But I do like the 7 rebound chances. It's just like on the season, yeah, he's still going under more than he's going over on this number. I don't know why he would go down there even more. Yeah, not a bad look, but once you get to under 3.5 and it's juiced, yeah, it's not it, right? It's just ain't it at this point. This just got bet the hell down. So yeah, I can't do it. You can get plus money for under 3.5, but that's still kind of likely. So I can't do that for Booker. The PRA, I know people wanted to go over on the PRA for Booker. I don't know what he's done in this series that would give you any confidence in that, unless you think he's going to start getting some points. But that's going to be all the time I have for y'all today. I know this one is a little bit shorter than we've done, and some stuff was messed up today. But hold on, don't want to miss. I took under on the Nurkic boards. I did. We the 5th. I'm going to pin these bets up in the description of the thing. Hell yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna be on playback.tv with Daft here for the start of the Clippers and the Mavs game. So that's gonna be at 8 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I gotta roll. I know we looked at a couple things, but just a bit of a weird day. Honestly, had other stuff going on that kind of got in the way. So I'm going to be a little bit better, but jump in that Discord. If you got any questions, I'm in there. I'm getting back to y'all, and I've got some bets in there already. I'm going to add a couple things to the card here for this Clippers game. I'm going to add it to the bottom line, to the video here as well. And appreciate everybody jumping in today on a Friday. Going to be coming back to you this weekend. I'll get the schedule out to everybody, so jump back in when you're available. Until I see y'all next, happy betting tonight.